Shocking revelations from the #Madlanga Commission as Warrant Officer Sander exposes major challenges in tracking drug syndicates. He explains how controlled delivery operations are often compromised before they begin, making successful arrests extremely difficult. His testimony raises serious questions about the effectiveness of current anti-drug enforcement methods. Don't forget to subscribe.
Officer, I may be mistaken, but I think it was General Finn who said that with drug busts of this nature, that is where a consignment of drugs has been loaded onto someone else's container. He said in those matters, it is very, very difficult to detect who the consignee was, and that therefore, I'm paraphrasing of course, and that therefore these cases end up being non-detectable. I have no expertise obviously in policing, nor with drug busts, but I've been wondering in my mind whether the failure to detect isn't a function of the fact that once you have your information, you immediately come in and take the drugs. Is it not possible? If it is not, please explain why not. Is it not possible to rather do surveillance up to a point when you know who the consignee is, whether it's at the point where the consignee attempts to take the drugs off the container, but some sort of surveillance and then action at the appropriate point? Why must you effectively throw your hands up, as I understood General Flynn to basically be saying? You throw your hands up and you say that with these sort of matters, we can never detect the consignee and therefore we can never arrest that consignee.
Commissioner?
I hope it was General Flynn.
I'm not aware of that. Commissioner, that is what the mandate of our office is. If I answer you now, I will divulge a police methodology. But so I think in terms of
therefore you prefer methodology that kills your chances of detection. All right, no,
Commissioner,
let me hear you out.
Commissioner, I think it's valid because of where we are and all the allegations being made. So I think it's valid because the Commission is under the impression that we don't do this. So I need to say to you that we do. And how it is done. This is the relationship between ourselves and crime intelligence. It's an undercover operation. It's conducted in terms of Section 252A of the Criminal Procedure Act. Me as an investigating officer, I've done a few of them. I've boarded vessels at sea. We found the drugs. We swapped the drugs. We put baby powder. We put something. It looks the same, along with the necessary surveillance devices. The technical challenges, Commissioner, is the devices. I'll say that. It frustrates the operation. It's not a manual human surveillance. It becomes a technical surveillance. So I'm relying on a ping going down through the harbour channel. Then I'm relying on a ping when it moves again, when it comes off the ship. I cannot be there to see it, because I'm unaware of who my targets are. So my relationship goes back to crime intelligence, which is where the surveillance comes from. As I said, if I don't explain it to the Commission, you're going to think we're not doing the job, but we are. We've tried. The responsibility now is, the Commission is saying, let's just say that seal is their unique number. Now we know that drugs are inside that container. How much drugs? Whether it's a small bit or a ton. What if it goes missing? It's back to the Warrant Officer, Commissioner. It's back to the members that do the original inquiry or the original docket. We are the ones that will get charged for the drugs that got missing. A controlled delivery is the ultimate, to catch them red-handed. But the risk is huge. But the elements do exist. We have explored this previously. I have done it a few times. I can say between PE, Durban, Johannesburg, and on most of those occasions, the suspects know the devices or the surveillance is in place, so they don't pick it up.
So basically, what would you say, based on the last sentence, your very last sentence, what would you say the success rate is? Is it
for the controlled delivery of drugs?
Yes. Where you have baby powder.
I have not had a success, Commissioner, but other people have had success.
I'm asking because my sense from General Finn's evidence, I may be exaggerating, was that it's basically nil. But of course, he didn't explain that there would be this controlled attempt at seeing who the consignee is. But my sense was it's basically nil. So insofar as you are concerned, also you as an individual officer, it's nil. And from your testimony, you are quite experienced in this and you've handled quite a number. So even if statistically we're talking about just one officer, but because you are involved in quite a number, if it's nil with you and if it's nil with General Flynn in terms of what he told us, I'm just trying to think, would you say all of that is attributable to the fact that the consignee would get to know that there's now this ping that you are talking about?
It's not there are many factors, Commissioners. Remember, the port itself is a fenced environment. And I'll use the word fence lightly. Every access point is controlled. If your syndicate controls the access to the port, they've got access to drug flow in and out. Let's just use one substance, narcotics today. Not counterfeit, not non-ferrous, not humans. Let's just stick with narcotics. So if I, as a police officer, drive into that port, they know I'm there. If my surveillance operative goes in there and they know that who these people are, they know they're there. If I task some untoward persons, a surveillance team, that is not disguised as persons that have normal access to the harbour, they'll know they're there. When I operate in the port, I cannot operate with autonomy without anyone around me. There's always someone there. So how do I do that operation, putting that transponder on the device without them knowing? Just to give you an example, I have to board a vessel. The captain must give me permission to board the vessel. The whole crew knows that I'm coming on board the vessel. The harbour knows that I've left Durban Harbour and trafficked en route to that vessel, because we call them, we tell them, we're going out to sea. Then I must tell the captain, the ship's engineer, the first mate, that I need to go to below deck and put a transponder and open the container. They will then authorize a member to go with. They will contact their people. There's procedures in place. So you're broadcasting, same as having the TV here. You're broadcasting your whole operation before it even starts. So the likelihood of it happening, being successful, is small. But we do it in the hope that the person takes the bait.
All right. Thank you. I'm just wondering in my mind whether... the danger is always that people will get to know. But I was trying to think if there aren't ways of counteracting some